There's a reason Tasmania punches well above its weight in agricultural production. Uniquely in Australia, Tasmania is wide open to the strong westerly weather systems coming across the Southern Ocean. These clouds are so pregnant with rain that, despite holding merely 1% of Australia's landmass, Tasmania boasts 13% of the country's rainfall runoff. Since 2008, there's been a concerted effort to use more of that rainfall runoff in more of the state.
Tasmania is the most exciting part of Australia in terms of agriculture. There's so many things happening here, and key to that is the development of irrigation in the state, which is opening up so many opportunities for our farmers.
The Houston family in the Cole Valley near Hobart have certainly made the most of those opportunities. When the Craigbourne Dam was completed, the irrigation pipeline passed through their then humble dryland sheep property at Cambridge.
The few sheep return was maximum of $20,000 worth of wool, compared to 25 years or 30 years later doing 35 million. Water on land has been the biggest advantage to the whole valley, not only this farm. It's now employing 175 people and producing good quality salads and lettuces for the whole of Australia, excluding Western Australia.
Key to growth and innovation like this is the efficient capture and use of available water.
Tasmania's water expansion is unique in Australia, and it's unique because on the mainland the federal government has made a choice to flush the rivers, restore the health of the rivers, and in order to do that they've been buying back water. So here we've got a situation where the only place in Australia, apart from the Ord, which has got its own issues, where we're expanding the water resource and we're using water more efficiently. More importantly, using more efficient water usage, because that's what we need. Water's been free everywhere and it's been wasted. And here we're harnessing it, we're doing it by developing the water infrastructure, and in so doing we're going to open up a whole lot of land that's been, in my opinion, used suboptimally.
Pooley's Vineyard at Richmond is another great example of how water underpins enterprise diversification and the development of new high-value industries.
Water's vital for us here in Tasmania, certainly in the Cole River Valley here in the southeast of the state. Hobart's the second driest capital city in Australia behind Adelaide. So for us to be viable and produce quality premium fruit, water is paramount.
Tasmanian farmers are really conscious of the importance of water. We had a drought here a few years ago. It was nowhere near as severe as the things we saw on the mainland, but for Tasmania, where we've never really had a drought, it was a shock to the system. Some of our farmers are keen to ensure that they don't have to go through that again, and irrigation water through Tasmanian Irrigation is one of the ways that they're dealing with that.
Further north in the state, Rob Bradley is farming 1,200 hectares on 2 properties near Cressy, with vegetable production, cereal crops, poppies and now large-scale dairying.
We've moved into dairy because dairy seems to be one of the most efficient ways of converting our water resource into effectively dollars. This dairy farm has been a gradual process of development, and we've invested probably near 1.2 million over a period of about 3 or 4 years in initially starting with a small dairy and growing it slowly. In the last 6 months we've invested another 650,000 in putting a new rotary dairy on. The farm initially probably employed myself and very few others. Now we're employing 5 full-time people all out of the local district.
So it's important for all of the people in the region, the small towns and communities. It keeps those towns vibrant by having stable employment for the people in the towns. It means that the schools, the hospitals, all of those things are maintained in those areas.
The Milford Dam will be a good example of what TI is doing to harvest the state's uneven rainfall. This new dam will store excess winter water from the nearby South Esk River until it's needed in the growing season. Some of the western and central high country rainfall is similarly being captured instead of being wasted with runoff to the sea. Tasmania, just add water.